Good morning, Carol here from aquahaven747.com. In today's video, I'd like to share with you some ideas for decluttering and organizing printed photos. Now, this may be one of the hardest things that you have to do because it involves a very sentimental subject. And if you have inherited photos or you're the family historian, it may make it even more challenging. Now, if that is something that you're interested in, please keep watching and I'll see you at the end. Before you begin organizing your photos, you need to understand why you want to organize them. Do you want to have photos to be easily accessible? Do you want to preserve old family photos safely so that future generations will still have them? Do you need to downsize? Is space a consideration? Or maybe do you want to use them for a craft project or scrapbooking? If that's the case, you might want to keep duplicates and triplicates of any photos instead of decluttering all those extra things. So what is your why? Several years ago, I decluttered hundreds of my photos. I had them spread out all over my dining room table, and I got rid of duplicates and triplicates that I didn't need, people I didn't know, bad blurry shots, even some of places I went and trips that they weren't really good shots. They weren't the highlight of the trip, so I was able to downsize a lot of those. Now, since then, I have inherited all my mother's photos and slides, plus I have my grandmother's as well. Now, fortunately, my mom had already organized a lot of her slides and pictures, and even my grandmother's, some of them were organized, but she put a lot of them into those photo albums that had like the self-adhesive backing on them, and some of those are just not good for photos. I don't know if they were technically supposed to be the acid-free type that were safe for photos, but over time the glue on them either dries up and the photos fall out, or they're on there so hard you can't remove the photos safely. But I know eventually I'm going to have to redo something with those. It's been a long time. It's been actually a few years now that I've just had them sitting in a closet, and I finally felt that I was ready to deal with them. So I will share a little bit of that process with you now. So this is where I have been storing all my mom's photo albums, and I have not been ready until now to go through them. I know there's a lot that I can probably get rid of, but the first thing I'm going to do is remove them all from here and put them on my dining room table. So I've got everything here on the dining room table that was my mom's. If you are going through all your photos, you first need to pick an area where you can leave it for a while, because this is a time-consuming process. You may not be able to do it all in a day. So if you have a spare room, an office, or a dining table like I do that is not being used every day, where you can leave things and come back to until you're ready to finish it, you can work in small increments of time, whether it be an hour or certainly no more than 3 hours at a time, because after that you get too tired and faces tend to look all the same, and it can be just overwhelming then. So try and have some fun with it. If you have someone to help you with it, that sometimes makes it more enjoyable too. It should be fun to look through things and reminisce. Now, with my mom's photo albums here, I know there's a lot I can get rid of that were trips that she took that mean nothing to me. maybe some of her friends. I have no idea who they are. So I'm hoping I can just let those things go. I think I'm ready now to finally deal with this. She passed away a few years back, and this is, quite an overwhelming amount to me. You may even have more, and they may not even be as organized, because my mom was the most organized person in the world. She has them all organized, and all the binders are labeled. A lot of the pages have dates and names and places on them. And so hopefully I'll be able to get through this today. I know there's some albums here, like those little ones over there, I'll probably keep intact because, just because. Anyway, I will get into that as we go through it. Okay, so I have been able to declutter these 1, 2, 3, 4 albums and some extra pages of pictures that have, or murals of places. I know I don't want to keep these. It was not as easy as I thought it was going to be to declutter the album of postcards, because they are postcards that people sent my mom. And also being the family historian, I like to hang on to some of those more important things, like actual letters from people, postcards. And my intention is to someday put everything together in a book. So anyway, that's where I am at the moment. A little trick for getting photos out of these self-adhesive albums, if they're stuck on really hard, is to use dental floss. So I'm going to try and get this picture of my dad and his uncle. I have all my printed photos organized in various different areas. I have some photo boxes. This one is all about homes. And I have made divider cards with some cardstock. So that's one thing. I have these photo boxes that I got from Michael's. There are different brands. I've seen some on Amazon as well, and I'll see if I can link those down below. I have this scrapbook where I have added a few other things. I've got fabric samples. This is also previous kitchens I've had. And here I have like a regular old photo album, and it has the acid-free pockets in it that you can just slip the photos in there. Now, if you're old enough, you might also have some negatives that you want to keep. I have all the negatives that I'd wanted to keep organized in the packets they came in, and I wrote on the envelope what it was. This box is from the years 2000 to 2005. After 2005, I had a digital camera, so I didn't need to do anything after that time. So that is something that you may want to do if you have old negatives. You may also have photos on slides. Now, several years ago, before my mom passed away, she decluttered a lot of slides and narrowed them down to all these ones in the little boxes, and we had them put on DVDs for her. That was for a few Christmas presents, but I think she was really doing that for us anyway. And then there's one extra thing of slides here, and I kept the little individual slide viewer thing. We don't have carousel or projector anymore, but it takes up a lot less space than what the larger carousels take. And I could get rid of all these eventually. Not ready to yet. So it's hard letting go of photos. But I do know that we do have these DVDs here, and we got ours done at Costco. Eventually, you may want to get all your old family photos scanned and digitized and turn them into photo books. Or you may want to get your other photos put into photo books. You can pick any kind of theme you want, whether it's your highlights of your year or your trip or a family member. It's entirely up to you. And there are several different companies out there that do it, and I don't know which one is the best. I'm trying Shutterfly at the moment for a family history project that I'm doing. But you may already be doing that. And maybe you could even make a comment below if you have any recommendations for other people of what company could be used. Anyway, I hope you have got some good tips for decluttering and organizing photos, and have fun with it. And I will see you in the next one.